Hello friends fam, and welcome back to another comparison between fairy tale character Jack of Jack and the Beanstalk and King David, who is in the Bible in 1 Samuel and in Kings as well. So while both characters are famous underdogs who defeat giants, Jack and King David differ significantly in their motivations, methods, and the nature of their conflicts. Motivation and purpose. Jack in the Joseph Jacobs version. Jack's actions are driven by the need to survive and eventually a desire for riches. He repeatedly climbs the beanstalk to steal from the giant. David, however, faces Goliath because the giant is taunting the armies of the living God. His goal is not personal wealth, but to remove a threat to his nation and to honor his faith. Number 2, interaction with the giant. Jack is an intruder who enters the giant's home while he's sleeping. He relies on the giant's wife for protection before ultimately robbing and killing the giant to escape. David, however, meets this giant in a publicized one-on-one duel. He rejects traditional armor and choosing instead a sling and stones and faces Goliath directly on the battlefield, depending on God heavily in faith. So, character classification. The trickster versus the chosen one. Jack is a classic Jack tale archetype, a common, often gullible boy who succeeds through sheer luck and cleverness. And David is a historical and religious figure described as a man after God's own heart, whose victory serves as a theological lesson on faith. Of course, I'll be also attaching all the relevant verses, Bible verses, okay? So, moral ambiguity, okay? These words are big, some of them. Jack's complexity. Historically, Jack's story was about a wish fulfillment for the poor. Later versions added a backstory where the giant had killed Jack's father to make Jack's thievery to seem like justified retribution. Of course, this is not right from any point of view, let alone Christian point. Then, David's clarity. A biblical account shows that David's victory is a clear triumph of good over evil, where his success is attributed to God rather than his personal wit or luck. Okay, so once again, key differences at a glance. We'll do feature, fairy tale, Jack the fairy tale character, and King David from the Bible. Okay, so primary motivation is the first feature, and for Jack, it was personal gain and escaping poverty. For King David, it was defending the honor of God and Israel. Second feature is conflict entry. Accidental discovery and repeated trespassing done by Jack, okay? Of course, this is a fairy tale. If you try to do this for real, you'll get yourself killed because, as you know, the Nephilim used to be there in the past, and David faced Goliath, who was a Nephilim, a giant, okay? So a formal military challenge or a duel for King David. So methods used. So Jack used thieving, stealth, and trickery. And King David used courage, open combat, and faith in God's help, okay? Source of strength. For Jack, it was luck and a magical plant. And then for King David, it was spiritual readiness and historical divine protection. Now the last one was moral standing, often viewed as a trickster or even a thief. That's what Jack is from the fairy tale. And King David is a righteous future king, chosen by God and also developed by God the right way. Okay, so that is Jack and King David, in a nutshell. See you next time. God bless and all glory to God. I will attach, as I said, the relevant Bible verses. Cheerio.